Right up, it's 7:30. We're going to go live, right?
Oh,
You be right. Hello, welcome to Monday Night Live. What are we up to? We're actually up to 67. 67. Donnie from Pascoe lads,
hey
welcome.
guys,
How are we? Having a good evening, mate.
Yeah, good.
So we've already had our first muck up, Donnie. I've just noticed that we've got Monday Night Live 66 up, and it should be 67. So, but a bloke of my talent can fix that fairly quickly. There we go. So, hello all, welcome. I hope everyone can see me here, and yes, welcome. So we've got a few things happening tonight. I've got a bit of an update on the lease. We're going to have a bit of a chat to Donnie and find out Donnie's story, get the lowdown.
It's a very short story.
The short story, is it? Yes, so we've got that happening. We're also going to talk about the discovery of gold in Australia. So we'll have a little bit of a chat of that. Harry's on here.
Hey, Harry.
Harry's on here as Pascoe prospecting, Pascoe lads prospecting. So good to see Harry. What time's Harry's bedtime?
Pretty shortly. Mum will have him off the bed shortly.
Yeah. So welcome everyone. Hope everyone's had a great week. There's Maverick here and Lynn. The volume's a bit low. Thank you, Lynn. Let's see if we can help that improve things. Now, so a couple of things happened. People are saying people didn't get their stickers. Can you pass us one of those? The Flash Gold Digger stickers. So a couple of things happened last week. I did the show, and as I told everyone, I bought a gold lease.
Yeah.
And so then after the show, I went to said gold lease and didn't follow through with a lot of comments. So I've got about 20 bloody messages on here I'm yet to answer. Where's me stickers? So it's all happening, guys. So, yes. Chris saying Donnie's the movie star here. So good on you, Chris.
This is the first step to gold hunters or something, isn't it?
Oh, well, you're on your way now.
Once you're on Monday Night Live.
Once you're on Monday Night Live, it's all, yes. Although no one has yet risen to stardom from Monday Night Live. So I
guarantee I can drive an excavator better than Greg.
You can probably drive an excavator better than me. So yes. So I've got a bit of a conundrum that I'll actually just show you. Oh, before I do that, tonight's prizes. So we got a couple of good E-swing pans here. And we're going to send these out as a little kit. So a couple of gold scoops, some stickers, of course, and some Eureka patches. So we got two prizes tonight. Same pack, same everything.
These are fantastic.
They're good scoops, those. Yeah, good scoops. So that's the prize for tonight. We'll go into the random YouTube picker thingamajiggy. To select the prizes sort of thing. So we'll do that. But there's some very experienced Mark's here from Metal Detecting Country, New South Wales. They're a really good group. Have you had a look have you seen those guys? They're a really good group.
Yes.
Yeah, they're awesome. I've got a lot of time for them. Yeah. Only a small group, but they're bloody good. So so let me I've got some, I need the Brains Trust help. You too, Donnie. And I need your help, actually. And all the viewers, the experienced people. So I went out to the lease the other day, okay, and in about 6 meters of dirt, right, we found these fellas. So So what we did is we detected this 6 metres of dirt, and we got a lot of coarse gold, right? And then very, very little fine gold. It's all coarse. Now, it's a bit of a conundrum to say, are we dropping, like the plant? I think the plant could have a lot of improvement. It's not running Dream Map. It's not doing a lot of those things. But I question whether we're dropping it or it's just coarse.
My first thought is illuvial.
Yeah, like it's quite, it's quite. But it'd be interesting to see what everyone thinks. Like whether, have you come across somewhere that's just coarse gold and doesn't have a lot of fine gold, or what the story is. So, but it's just a quite a little strange little thing that there's bugger all, even in that fine gold there. Like a lot of that's quite coarse as well, sort of thing. So it's probably.
I've got a patch up at Gladstone that's similar.
Yeah.
Not a lot of fines, and all around the sub-gram,
yeah,
quarter grammer. I've done some panning there. No, not a lot of fines at all.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
Some of it looks like it's water worn, but most of it looks like it's reefy like type.
Yeah, well, this stuff's all pretty reefy. Like
that is,
yeah. Like I don't know whether. Well, you can probably see it better there than me holding it out in my hand, but it's all pretty reefy. So
yeah.
But anyway, so it'd be interesting to see whether many people have had that same experience where it's all yeah. Right, so so that's the lease update. Here's the let's get rid of this. This is the sort of country. A bit of excavator. There's piles of dirt everywhere. It's my sort of playground. So
I know she's got a lot of trees around that pile of dirt.
There is a lot of trees.
There's trees in the pile of dirt.
Yes.
What's it doing with that?
Well, yes, that's part of what needs cleaning up. But there is so many trees on the block. They haven't they've tried to leave every single tree, and so therefore you can't. Yeah, but we will see what we see with that. So it's just a bit painful because there's so many trees and there's so many
And with your clearing, what are you allowed to do and what are you not allowed to do with clearing?
Oh, they like you to leave the iron barks and the spotted gum sort of thing, but anything small they don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the problem with it. But all that stuff I showed there before, that's actually all from a pile that had sort of half been worked. So, there's a lot of those piles sitting around.
Oh, if you're getting that out of dirt that's already been worked, well.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think it's I think it's a pretty good I think it'll be a good thing. And if it is called coarse gold, it's perfect for what we want to do, and that's detect it. And for detecting training, and people come out to use their detectors, sort of thing. So it's Greg's saying, Donnie, speak up, mate. You're a bit quiet.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah. Donnie's nervous. So I've tried to tell him it's just us having a chat, but there's only 100 people here, so that's all right. Not a big thing. So Phil reckons that fine gold will be above the coarse. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Any videos of the lease? Not actually. I think I can load it up here, but there's a.
Thanks, Mike.
There's a. If I can find it, let me just see if I can quickly find it here. So what it's got a plant on it that we're going to do a little bit of work on, and this is the first pile of dirt ever to go through out there for mine and you'll just have to bear with this because we've got an old loader. It's first time up the ramp, dumping it in. You know, it's all a bit ginger, and we're not doing it quick, and we're doing it slow, and just testing it out.
Well, it's better than a shovel.
Yeah, well, so this is the first. This is only 1 minute of the first pile of dirt. Yeah, the feeder on the trommel won't feed. You have to stand there and hose it down. So we're improving it, but this is the first pile of dirt that I put through. So here we go. So there you go. That's the first little pile of dirt through. So
you did a good job, Cleggy, didn't you?
Cleggy was like, that's pretty steep ramp, and first time loading an excavator. So but anyway, no, it was a really, really, it was a big learning experience. What works and how do you start that old Fergie loader, it took me 15 minutes to find the starter button on it, like old machinery and what have you. So, yeah. So, yeah. So Cleggy had a bit of a go at that.
Just keep him away from the trailers, mate.
Yeah, you don't want those Cleggy to wear those bearings sort of thing. So, but yeah, so a lot of fun was had, and we're trying to work it out and get everything sort of sorted, but it's a bit of a it's a bit painful sort of thing. So we just need to take our time with it and get it right, sort of thing. But then once we get everything sorted, you're going to come out, aren't you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'll come out one day when I get time off.
When you get time. So righto. So time to get to know Donnie. So how did you get into gold prospecting? What?
Well, I've told this story a couple of times now.
Yeah. Speak up a bit.
Sorry. My grandfather and my grandmother had a vial of gold sitting on the mantelpiece on the fire.
Yeah.
And I used to be just mesmerised by this metal in this glass bottle. And I kept pestering Pop to take me out and find me some of this gold. So one day he got this bloody pan. Honest to God, it was 10 times the size of these things.
Yeah.
It looked like a half a 44-gallon drum, this pan he had. And he took me up to Nundle, New South Wales, into the Peel River. And we started pulling out some grassroots. And
oh, that's right. I've heard the story before. Yeah.
And shaking them into the pan. They were the old aniseed, the aniseed weed.
Yeah.
That's what he was pulling out, aniseed.
Oh, really?
I'll never forget the smell of this aniseed.
Yeah.
And apparently it attracts fish.
Really?
Aniseed, you drop it in the water. It's illegal to use it, apparently.
Oh, really?
But we got gold out of the roots.
Yeah.
On this aniseed weeds, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That was my first taste of gold. And when he panned it out, it was just mesmerising. It's seeing this trail of yellow, beautiful looking metal in the bottom of this tray was unreal.
So, why? So, what happened to me was I got hooked pretty much the same way, but did you put it down for a while and then pick it up later?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah. As a kid, I did a bit with my grandfather, and when he could, he was a dairy farmer, so he didn't have a lot of time. He was a dairy farmer, and up before daylight and into bed back after dark,
Yep.
But he made a bit of time for me, and yeah, we got a bit of gold. But yeah, I did put it down for a while when I got introduced to alcohol and nightclubs and
Yeah. No, I did the same. So, yeah.
yeah, all that sort of thing. And then yeah, later on I got married and other things were happening, but yeah, I never forgot about it. I always loved chasing it.
So when did you really pick it up again? Like, I didn't pick it up again until I was 35. I was too busy on the.
Probably when I came to Queensland, we sold up in New South Wales. We came up to Queensland, and I went back working on the power lines. I used to work on the power lines down in New South Wales, and then once you work on the power lines, obviously you see a lot of country, and I started seeing country again and coming across, always picking up rocks. I love rocks.
Yeah.
I've got a real problem with rocks. You should see my yard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started seeing signs that I'd forgotten about, and then it twigged my interest again, and I went out and bought my first detector.
Yep. What was your first machine?
AT Gold.
Oh, AT Gold.
AT Gold.
Yeah.
And I found a bit of gold with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I found it at Claremont actually. I found a 4 grammer.
Yeah.
Well, it was my first nugget I found with the AT Gold. It was a 4 grammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice little piece.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, good machine. I've still got it.
Yeah.
Harry's got it now.
Yeah.
Harry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite like the AT Gold.
Yeah. Yep. So Greg, I don't know where Greg is, but it's snowing where Greg is today. So
probably none.
Keep warm, mate. Narelle's here and Brad, Trina and James and Steve and Aaron. Trevor Emerson's here.
Hey, Trev.
Matty Hans here. Linda and Dan. Good to see everyone here. Thanks very much. Craig's here too. Yeah, g'day Craig. How you going? So,
Steve Johnson, what's Donnie's personal feelings about the ORX?
Well, let's get to that, Donnie. Let's get to that. We're progressing through these machines, right? So AT Gold.
Yep.
Then, what was your next machine?
Well,
because you've got a couple.
Yeah. The GM was the next one.
So the Minelab Gold Monster.
Yeah, I used the AT for years.
Yeah.
And found not a lot of gold, but I was consistent on it.
Yep.
Always find a bit of gold, and then I went to the GM, and then all of a sudden the gold just started jumping out of the ground at me.
Yep.
After a while.
Yep.
But once you tamed it, like you had to tame the machine.
It is hard to drive, isn't it?
It's a hard machine to drive.
Yeah.
But it's very sensitive on fine gold.
Yep.
Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to.
Yeah. And like a good sensitive gold machine will take a bit to get used to.
Oh yeah.
Because they're twitchy little buggers.
They
A
are.
VLF machine we're talking about here. Noisy, and what's that noise? Is that ground noise? Is that not? It takes a while to get to know that. So
and the thing with the GM, you have to keep an eye on the dial at the same time. You can't take your eye off the dial.
Yeah.
It's a repeatable target. It won't go off on gold mode until you're right on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll give you signals as if you're on a hot rock.
And a lot of machines, the Garrett machine's the same.
Yep.
It will give you a 00 and 01 and you think, that's crap. But it's repeatable.
Repeatable target.
And then when you get close to the target, the signal gets better and better and better. And then all of a sudden you've got like on the AT Max, it's like a 47 or when you're right on top of it. It's a similar sort of thing.
Yeah. But no, the GMs, they're a good machine. There's nothing wrong with the GM.
Yep.
But since I've started using the ORX,
Yep.
I've noticed that the ORX seems to have a little bit more stability.
Yep.
And when you hit a target, it's a target.
Yep.
There's no miss with the signal. It's a whop, 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 or quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack. Yeah,
Quack,
it's the
quack, quack.
duck. Yeah.
But there's no missing that target. It's once it's locked on, it's locked on.
Yep. So would you get? So I've always said that the biggest difference, and I haven't used the Gold Monster a lot, so this is why I want to ask you this question. The biggest difference I find between AT Gold, AT Max, and the ORX, right, is that I'm always questioning myself whether that's a ground noise or a target noise with the Garrett's. With the ORX, I don't. I go ground noise, target, ground noise. It's very easy to tell. There's a bit. Is it similar with compare the Gold Monster?
I find the Gold Monster, because you got to look at the dial. There's no numbers on the GM, because you got to look at the dial. If it's bouncing full to the left, and no give, then I'll safely say it's a hot rock. I'll still take a few inches off the top and
make sure,
or an inch, make sure. But with the like I say, with the GM, until you're right on a piece of gold, like you get a 0.2 gram, until you're right on it, it won't go to gold. Whereas the ORX, I'm finding that at 100 mil deep, a 0.2.3 grammer, it's giving me a number. It'll come up with a number. And straight away, it might come up 99, but it'll have a 0.
It's got that iron probability scale on it, hasn't it?
It comes up with 0 iron probability. If you see that, I get excited. I do, and normally it's gold.
Yeah. So Jay's here. Jay got an ORX today. Jay was in the shop today. So
Jay, good on you, Jay.
Yeah, mate. Well done. So, and I think though that with most machines, once you get to know it,
and that's it. That's the big thing. A lot of people go and buy the VLFs, they go and buy the GM, and they go, oh, it's too noisy. I can't work it out. It just goes off on everything. You really need to spend a bit of time. You need to test it out on targets. Buy yourself a bit of gold, guys. Buy a $50 nug and put it in a bottle and keep it in your pocket all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely keep it in your pocket, because it's you've got to get that sound in your head.
Oh, and that's the biggest thing. I still have a piece of gold in my pocket. It's only 0.6 or something like that. And
smaller the better.
Sometimes it's just nice to double check what we're talking about, sort of thing.
And one day, and if you're picking up 0 grammers, 0.2 gram, I mean, you're gonna hit a target one day that's going to be a 2 grammer, and the machine's just going to pop your ears. And you'll be like, wow, there's no missing it. So,
and that's the important thing, isn't it? That to make sure that you're not missing anything. So So
and you know, people try to compare PI machines to there's no comparison to PI machines with the VLF. So the VLFs will pick up smaller gold. In my experience, they'll pick up smaller gold than an SDC or an ATX. But you can't compare a VLF to a PI.
Oh well, the VLF, you really have to pick your game with a lot of machines. Really, you have to. There's no point going into big deep ground with a VLF machine.
I wouldn't walk out to a gold field in Western Australia with a VLF under there. It's just not.
But
unless I was at a tailing pile.
Exactly.
Or-
It wanted to
or-
pick up little tiny pieces, or an old riverbed, or a,
That's right.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's the trick to it, is that if you like, for instance, a lot of people will bag out the ATX, for instance, right? But the ATX on the weekend, I was using that ATX next to a running excavator.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, mate.
And you can't do that with a 5,000.
Yeah,
You know, like, and it was like I was 2 feet from the excavator. Well, you can't do that with a lot of machines. You can't do that with, you know.
I did a little experiment the other day. Actually, just before I shot one of my vids, I ran around the paddock. I've got an area up there about 50 metres wide by 100 metres long.
Yeah.
And it holds gold. Small gold. I haven't found any massive gold there. I'm hoping it's there, but to date I haven't. But I ran around with the ATX.
Yep.
I kicked the dirt in about 10 spots
Yep.
where I thought I had a signal with the ATX with the 8-inch coil on it.
Yep.
And I think about 6 of those kicks came up as a good target with the ORX.
Out of how many?
Out of about 10 targets.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, the ATX does pick up a little bit of ground noise, but you get that repeatable signal.
Yeah.
It might be light.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. See, so ORX is great under power. The ATX is great under power lines, what have you. But you'd still use a 7,000 if you were trying to make a living out of it.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure.
That's.
I mean, I've used the ATX under 275,000 kVA.
Yes.
It's a little bit noisy, but
Yeah.
you can use it. It'll pick the target up.
Absolutely. So.
It'll pick the nuts and bolts up. I know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now there's Peter Austin. G'day, Peter. Greg's here. Craig's there. Linda, Keith. The other place you take, and I've got a spot that it's probably not really a secret spot, but I've got a spot in a really heavily worked Fosking area that is an old dump.
There you go.
And I'm pulling little pieces of gold out of that. And I haven't been back there for ages, but simply because I can go rubbish. What's that?
Yep.
You know, so.
And the ORX, that's what I like about the ORX. It's, you'll get a number come up and it'll have an iron probability of full. You know, and you can bet you'll pull out a rusty bolt. Yeah. I get excited when I see 99 iron probability 0, and then when you get take a couple of inches off the top, and you get down a bit, it's bang, 55, 55. No, there's no missing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So, just a reminder, guys. Tonight's prize. We've had a few people ask. Tonight's prize is a East Wing gold pan. I actually like these East Wing gold pans.
They are. I use one.
They've got a coarse side and a fine side. But yeah, so they're a good little pan. What's in there? You get a nugget scoop, you get a Eureka patch, stickers, so a few bits and pieces. So 2 lucky winners. So tonight. So yeah. So that's awesome. Lots and lots of talk this week about the World Medical Detecting Championships. So I think it's a lot of people are objecting about the $300 entry fee, and like for a weekend's entertainment, I've dropped 300 in the pub.
Many times.
Many times. The dark side's here. G'day, Trevor. Narelle and Nadia here. So g'day, guys. But yeah, so I think.
Sorry, Harry.
What's Harry?
I'm embarrassing Harry by doing the old.
Well, well. Harry, I think that's your old man's most important job, isn't it? To embarrass you a bit. So yeah. So I think that's going to be.
Hey, Richard.
That metal detecting championship. I think if you aren't
Oh.
If you can afford it, I'd go. It's going to be.
And you've
There's
got a bit of
bands-
time. I mean,
There's bands Friday night. There's bands Saturday night. There's $50,000 worth of prizes. There's
$50,000.
like, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be a great. I'll tell you, Cleggy's come up trumps with that. It's,
Well, Cleggy's sort of the marketing man, and you know, like, yeah. So I think that'll be a.
It's going to be a good event.
Yeah.
I think people need to get on board instead of worrying about who's running it and who's not running it.
Yeah, exactly.
And what it's all about. Get on board. It's a world championship.
Yeah.
You could be crowned the world champion.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, to win the prizes tonight, you just need to comment. Only one comment per person counts. So I don't want to see anyone putting 5,000 comments of the same thing up. But you only need to comment once. So looks like it's pretty cold in Ballarat, 3 degrees.
3 degrees.
Whee! It was got quite cold out at Warwick there too. You know, got down to 5 or 6 degrees. So that was cold for me.
At night. Yeah.
So yeah, the ticket release I think is happening this week for the Metal Detecting Championships. So I think it's all happening. So
get on it, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be great. So.
And not only that, it's going to be a educational thing as well. There's going to be a lot of people there showing their wares and how things work and you know, doing shows and
the young guns. Do I know a rough price for kids? No, I don't. No. But there will be. You won't pay $300 a head for a kid.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
No. Except for your kids, young guns, because they're guns.
Yeah, they are guns.
They'll be $600 a head.
Yeah. Yeah, $300 each, guys. So, yeah. Right. Okay. So we did come on here with the purpose of talking about the first discovery of gold. Did you?
Yes.
You wanted to talk about. This is a buddy show. There's this thing going on that there's like you explain it, Donnie, because I'm a bit intrigued by this.
Are you talking about rat? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
rat?
yeah.
I met this bloke. He's a rat. Relic and Treasure Hunters Australia. Rat. Andrew Austin. He's madly been. He's got these little metal discs made up with numbers on them.
Yeah.
They're all over Australia. He's sent them to Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, Adelaide. They're everywhere, and people have put them in the ground for him.
Yeah.
And it won't be long. He'll be putting up a competition. People, and they're GPS marked within a
couple hundred metres or something.
And you go and find these discs, tokens that he's put in the ground, and win some prizes.
Yeah. So it's an Australia-wide treasure hunt.
Australia-wide treasure hunt. Yeah.
I think that's pretty clever.
I think it is.
There's not. That'll be fantastic. So.
Yeah, I know. I had my cousin in Sydney out till about 9 o'clock the other night planning them.
Oh really?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
Wasn't he? So, So
he did well.
That will be a phenomenal event, though.
I think it will. Yeah, it's. No, Andrew's been good. He's got right onto this.
It's like a geocache, as Donnie said there, but there's Rat there. Relic Treasure Hunters Australia.
That's it.
So
jump on his page. It's a good page.
Yeah. CQ Detectorists are there too. So guys, I should just talk about some of these guys. If you're not on Pascoe Lad's YouTube channel, make sure you go over and subscribe to them. Right? If you haven't subscribed to this one, get on it. But stuff like Rat's doing this stuff.
Yeah.
Relic and Treasure Hunters Australia. I've seen a Cleggy's there too. But he's talking about more info on the event the next day or two, so that'll be good. But there are some very, very good YouTube channels popping up in this live stream. So Pascoe Lads Prospecting is a good one. Have you heard of Gold Diggers? They're not a bad YouTube channel either.
Yeah, they go.
But have a look at some of these guys because they're doing some cool stuff. So get on and subscribe to them. So
yeah, and I've got another one coming out soon. So
another video.
Yeah, another vid coming out.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to put the GM up against the ORX.
Oh, really?
And I'm going to do it. I had a comment the other day, something about I'm getting a bit sick of the sales pitch, and I'm like, well, I can tell you now, guys, if the machine's no good, I'll tell you it's no good.
Yeah.
And but I'm going to put it up against the GM, and we're going to see who can find the most.
It'll be interesting because, like, you're pretty independent, you know, like, like as independent as you possibly can be, I suppose.
Well, I started doing the YouTube vids and that just for my own sort of benefit. And people were getting a bit of enjoyment out of some of the stuff I was posting on some of the pages a while back when I first started to get into it with the Facebook thing. And I thought, oh, yeah. So then I started doing a few little short vids and everyone was like, so yeah, it just snowballed from there. But I love trying out detectors. I love testing detectors. It's hard to explain, but if something doesn't go right for me, I want to know why. Why did that not work? Why is that different to what it was the other day? You know, why am I finding this gold today and I went over this area last week?
Yeah, well, it
does my head in.
Yeah. But yeah, so that will be an interesting video. That will be an interesting video because there's no point me doing that video because people think, well, I'm selling machines, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Greg, well, I'll do the same coils, mate. I'll use the bigger coil on the same size coil on the ORX as what's on the GM.
Yeah. So the best coil for the ORX for gold is the 9x5 elliptical.
Yeah, 9x5.
And whatchamacallit, the Gold Monster's got a very similar size coil.
It's got the same size coil. It's also got a smaller coil. I think it's a 5-inch.
Yeah.
I very rarely use it. The only time I use that coil is if I'm in a creek, if I'm running up a creek or something like that, or I'm maybe on a tailing pile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. But look, the sensitivity is not that much different.
No.
I don't think.
No. I think the big standout with the RX is that the difference between target noise and ground noise. I think that's the big standout.
And that's what I'm finding with the RX. I seem to hit a target with the RX. There's no question. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty happy that it's a good target.
Yeah.
It's telling me it's a good target.
Yeah. Greg just mentioned there that I'm out of MI6s and Cleggy's got to get me some. Cleggy has got me some. They came in today, Greg. They came in late this afternoon, so Nat will be on that tomorrow. And I think we've got one sitting up on the board for you there. So they're in stock now, ready to go.
Actually, Lynn, I seen Lynn ask me a question earlier about my phone. I'll tell you the most. I wear this around my neck. Everyone laughs at it because it's so small.
Yeah.
It's
not the size that counts, Donny.
It's a 2 grammer. Yeah, that's right. That's what they say. It's only a 2 gram, 2.5 gram, I think it is. But it took me 2 days.
Yeah.
To get this out of bedrock.
Oh, really?
2 days it took me. I was pouring water in the hole, going back the next morning. I had the pick out. So yeah, I love that bit of gold.
Yeah.
It's very special.
Very special. Yeah. Right, guys, we were supposed to be talking about. The first discoveries, the discoveries of gold in Australia today. So we might just kick it off. I don't know how far we'll get because it's already sort of 20 minutes left to go. So, but so you think about 1850s, don't you?
I was born 100 years too late, I think.
Yeah. Well, 1788, right? Convict absconds.
Yes.
From little place called Botany Bay, right? And comes back, right? And gets and gets 50 lashes, or gets caught, gets 50 lashes, right? Then to either get himself out of trouble or into trouble, he tells the powers to be that he discovered gold and he has a specimen, right? So, specimen of gold, and so he's marched off into the bush. Show me where you got it from, and you're not coming back if you're not and if you've made this up. So he admitted to the guard that was taking him out that he'd made it up, right? But a lot of his, and he got 100 lashes to keep for his trouble. Yeah. Another 100.
Expensive gold.
Yeah. But the rumor is that he just said that to keep the gold that he'd found for himself.
That's right.
Now, when you look at Australia and the amount of gold in Australia, I would not at all be surprised if a convict stumbled across a piece of gold in the bush in 1788.
No.
Right?
Well, it was just laying there for the taking.
Yeah. And, like, so much of this stuff people were picking up. Like, a lot of the gold rushes, the first people there, right, were just picking it up off the ground. A lot of them weren't even using a pan. So
it amazes me when I read the history on some of the places, like Mrs. Brennan picked up that 2 ounce, or they say it was 2 to 7 ounces, nobody really knows, and he was using it as a doorstop.
Yeah. Like, the other thing that amazes me is how hard those blokes work. Like, wheelbarrow, you know, like I go out, I'll be going out there and I'm bloody out to the lease and I'm knackered and bloody hot and dusty and what have you. Yeah. And then I come back to a hot shower and a flushing toilet at the lease here, and you think these blokes didn't have any of that stuff. No. They were scratching a hole and going weeks without a shower. And
they didn't have baby wipes.
No. And so you think about that, blokes with a wheelbarrow heading off into the bush. Oh. It amazes me. So.
Everything they carried with them was it.
No, actually, I've got this. I've actually got this. I saw this today, and it's sort of a bit of a accurate. It's a sort of a gold rush painting by. I should know who it's from, but that's a typical gold rush painting, and that's what people were walking with a bloody wheelbarrows, and like that's what it was like. That's probably a. I don't know whether I'd cope with that.
I found in the mountains around central Queensland, I've found old digs, and honest to God, it does my head in. I don't know how the hell they got there. It's got me stuffed. I mean, they had to have rode in by horse, but some of the places I've seen, you wouldn't even get a horse up there.
Yeah.
So they've walked it. It's unreal.
And a lot of blokes didn't have a horse. Like they just walked everywhere.
Yeah.
And I suppose that is why they found the gold, because they're walking, they're closer to the ground. Like, we probably, you work up central Queensland.
No,
you probably drive past 2 or 3 spots every time you drive up there of undiscovered goldfields.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were walking, you'd be a chance of seeing it.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas driving at 100 k's now, you don't see any of the country, really.
I do.
Well.
I do. I'm a bit. You don't want to jump in the passenger seat with me when I'm driving.
Is it a bit?
I'm never looking at the road.
Yeah. So I've
actually found a few spots off the highway on the way to Gladstone.
Well,
that look pretty good. I haven't dropped in there yet, but
yeah. There's an area. I haven't found any gold here, but there's an area north of Miles, sort of Wandoan.
Mm-hmm.
God, the country looks good.
Yeah.
Like, I've stepped out and had a walk around, but it's, but yeah, that's right. Raymond's helped me out. That painting before behind us, that one there's Samuel Thomas Gill. Great painting. That.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah. So, yeah.
We've got them all on here, and we've got art critics.
Oh, absolutely.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Right. Richard says, any gold near Sanford? Yes, is the short answer. Go looking. So,
Yes.
I can help you with that a bit more if you call into the shop. We'll throw some maps up on the big screen. So
I found gold at Gainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
In the rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's gold everywhere.
Yeah.
Just gotta look hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, okay. To be fair, I did have an excavator for this job, but people say there's no gold left in the area that this is,
Well,
and that's rubbish.
people said there was no gold at Carrara.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, exactly.
It's
So
just, and that's amazing, isn't it? You go to Carrara, they're flogged out GPAs. Everyone's saying they're flogged out GPAs. You go up there, you spend a day teaching people how to use machines properly, or just tweaking their experience a little bit. Not teaching them, but tweaking their. Just you can pick up something off everyone.
Yeah. And
they go out the next day, and Michael Gann.
Yeah.
AT
his
max.
first bit. Yep.
Bit over two grand.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. So, so then,
Brad, that's right.
what's happening there?
Oh, Brad saying I sound like his dad, never looking at the road.
Yeah. I'm terrible for going through the cuttings. I'm always looking at the cutting.
Me too.
If I ever die in a car accident, it'll be in a cutting. So,
if you ever see a bloke driving up the highway with a pick in his hand and a pan, hammering rock out of the side of one of the cutouts, that'll be me.
That'll be Donnie, yeah. Or me. So, yeah, I've been known to do that. So, let's talk about 1851, right? So, between 1788, which I believe there's a good chance that someone stumbled across a piece of gold.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Between 1788 and 1851, which is the recognised first discoveries of gold, right? I think that there would have been gold discovered as curiosity all through that period, right?
Well,
I don't think that those 65 odd years.
Fish Creek in New South Wales.
Yep.
Apparently they discovered gold there and the government squashed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they're too busy feeding.
They were worried the convicts would cause a riot if they.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they squashed it.
And if we're talking 1788, gold's not a priority, food's a priority. You got to feed them, otherwise we're starving to death. Otherwise we're gone. You know.
Right.
So you've got to think that that food would be a more valuable than gold sort of thing.
I guess back in that day too, that there wasn't a lot of civilians.
No, exactly.
Most of the people here were actually convicts.
Convicts or
hardened criminals. They
Yeah.
stole bread.
Yeah.
They stole coats to keep warm.
Yeah.
Hardened criminals.
Yeah.
Terrible people.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. There was some hard criminals, but mostly not.
Yeah.
Mostly bread
Most
stealers.
of the hard ones lost their heads, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think there's gold found all through that period.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? But 1851 was a big year because you've got really January, you got Castlemaine, George Herman Broome. Then you got Orange. Now that was the first rush in New South Wales.
That's right.
But the first discovery was in Castlemaine. The first
Ophir or something.
Ophir. Yeah, Ophir. Then you got Ballarat, Bendigo, and then Warwick as well in Queensland.
Yes.
All in 1851.
Yep.
So now really the first rush was orange,
Mm.
but everything else followed quickly after that. So,
One thing I've noticed when I go through the history of gold in Australia too is the guys who found the first gold, the payable gold,
Yeah.
they were veterans from the California rush.
California rush,
So
yeah.
they knew what they were looking for.
Yeah.
They didn't muck around.
Yeah. And when you think about that time period, 1850s, right, the people it was much more an open, like the travel was quicker, it was easier, less dangerous. The country was open to, it wasn't just a convicts settlement. It was actually people coming here to buy sheep properties and
right.
exactly. So Bendigo, the Bendigo discovery interests me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
They say that two women first discovered, and they're all got to do with shearers. They're all shearing, right? But Margaret Kennedy and Julia Farrell, they reckon, were the two that discovered it. But there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 others so it's very unsure about who actually discovered it. Where every other, Stuart Gibson, Frederick Fenton, James Graham, Benjamin Bannister, there's heaps of them. So, but all shearers. They're all shearers or shepherds or owners of the sheep stations or, squatters, or they all, they're all in that sort of thing. So, right, so we got Dale's here. Pascoe, Harry's going nuts here.
Where is he?
You just see Pascoe lads everywhere here. So, Brad's here and Michael Gant. Michael's talking to Harry too, Trina. Yeah. Everyone's here.
From Harry. Pascoe lads prospect from Harry.
Yeah. As long as we know it's Harry saying that, not Donnie.
He was pretty excited. He had a day at home today with me. He was a bit sick today.
Was he? Yeah. Oh, that's no good. Well, he seems to have sparked up a little now.
Sparked up a bit now.
So it sounds like it's after bedtime though. Yeah. So, yes. Right. So, let's talk about Queensland.
Yeah.
Right. So, Warwick. So Warwick has always thought of the first gold discovery, but it wasn't the first rush.
No.
Canoona, near Rocky, 1858.
That's right.
So, and it wasn't a big gold field. No. It was quite a small gold field, 15,000 people. They called it something.
They had people down at the docks turning people around, telling them to go.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people coming.
They had a name for it. I read it. So the Duffer Rush, right? Because it was people were getting there and there was no gold. The gold was worked out, or it was
very short.
It was short-lived and really quite small, and there was a lot of people there, 15,000 people. A lot of people on a little tiny gold field, and people went hungry. So,
but isn't it funny? Look, just today we're still finding gold. Canoona.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, exactly. So then, from that rush, right, which was 1857, a lot of people went back to Victoria because that rush really didn't stop.
No.
It still hasn't stopped today.
Still going. We've got little girls walking in the street kicking nuggets with their boots.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but really the rushes in... So Warwick, the Warwick rushes, if you like, were 1865 to 1867. And Warwick, in comparison, wasn't a very rich gold field. And there was about 15,000 people at Warwick, and then Gympie, 1867, and Warwick was emptied.
Yeah.
The whole Warwick goldfield, everyone went to Gympie.
Well, I say it was the rush that saved Queensland, Gympie.
Yeah, well, a little bit of history there is that Queensland separated from New South Wales in 1859.
Yep.
Right? Just about sent Queensland broke. Right? They were on the seat of their pants.
Yep.
Nothing in the coffers. And
a drought.
Drought. Everything was going wrong. Yep. 1867. Gympie. Huge amounts of gold. Still mining there now.
Yeah.
Right? Amazing.
Yeah.
It just instantly saved Queensland. So
it's funny. You hear the boys from the Gympie page talk about every time there's a flood. They're always excited. Every time there's a flood, there's always more gold there to find after a flood. So there's still a lot of gold sitting in the hills there.
Oh, absolutely. So the Gympie Rush was 1867. About 25,000 people on that goldfield. Yeah. Like huge crushing. Yeah. Some of the big crushing results, like Phil talks about 12 ounces from 9 ton.
Yeah, well, that's actually that's a small amount, really.
Yeah, like I wish I.
When I know.
Just excuse me for a minute. I've just got a. There's a. I know this one. This is a well-used book here, The Golden Ghost, but there's a crushing from the. I don't know whether I can put my hand on it quickly. This is a well-worn book. This one.
I was on a mine the other day with Don and Paul, the geologists, and that mine produced 20 grams of gold per ton.
20 grams a ton.
A ton, yeah.
20 grams or 20 ounces?
20 grams per ton.
Yeah, well, that's not that flashy either.
No.
But I wish I could find it here. But we're talking like the Queenslander. It's just here somewhere. Here we go. No. Yeah, the 23 metre level.
I might have stuffed that up actually. It might have been 2 ounces per tonne.
Yeah, 2 ounces per tonne.
2 ounces per tonne.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, 17 tonnes of crushing. This is at Warwick. This is at Palgrave. 34 ounces.
That's unreal.
6 tonnes yielded 30 ounces.
Yeah.
Like, they're huge numbers, some of these early goldfields. It's funny that goldfield at Warwick, I know I talk a lot about Warwick and I apologise. I just spent so much time out there, I sort of know it a bit back to front. There's a level there at Warwick, at Big Hill, where the Queenslander mine is and all those mines are on Big Hill. At 23 metres, all of it was like 3 or 4 ounces a tonne.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a big project for someone to open cut it at some stage. So you can buy it for 750 grand. It's just a lease. You got to dig 23 metres down. So yeah. So
it's 40 foot deep at Nuggety Gully in Calliope.
Yep.
They were pulling out 70 ounce nuggets.
Yeah.
70 ounce.
It's mental, isn't it? So yeah. So we've actually.
What is that book? That's Golden Ghost.
Golden Ghost. Yeah. This is the.
Hey, Paul.
So all these books. So like that book is actually like there's pictures and there's all sorts of stuff in that book, but that book sits here in the shop.
Yeah. That
people can come in. We got a library out there. And I don't care whether you're going to Victoria or WA or Queensland. All the books are out there, so you can come in and use these research papers.
Yep.
All you like. We don't sell any of the books, but they're all there for people to use.
Yeah.
So James asked, where do you find leases for sale? So leases for sale, mostly on Gumtree. Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually got a page on my website where if people have a gold lease for sale, they can advertise it for nothing on my page.
Yeah.
And it will actually, when it goes on my page, it'll actually end up on eBay as well. So we'll put that through, and but it costs nothing to put. So if you've got a lease to sell and you're looking for somewhere to sell it,
Just those who are thinking about buying a lease too, like guys, just it's
God,
like buying a car.
Have some deep pockets.
Yeah, but have a look. Make sure you have a good look into it before you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I could sell 10 leases tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's no gold on it.
Yeah. So what happens is, right, with gold leases, not all gold leases, right? And my biggest concern with buying that lease, it was a 4-month process.
Yeah.
Right? And because all the gold's pretty coarse, right? You go out there and pan and go,
it's nothing
one bit of colour. What's going on here? But I detected, I found a couple little pieces. Yeah. I was pretty convinced the blokes were straight up. I spent a lot of time looking at it. I knew, the biggest thing is I knew the area like the back of my hand. So you've got to be so careful.
Yeah. And it'd be no good. Like it'd be no good me going up to North Queensland and a bloke saying, "Oh, there's good gold here."
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have to. I've never been to North Queensland.
Yeah.
But it's different for you. I mean, you know the area back to front up there.
Yeah. And so I sort of knew that was it was a good area. I knew that it'd be.
Harry's going mad.
Yeah, is he? Yeah.
Pull it back a bit, Harry.
Yeah. So you've got to be so careful because the stories that they go out and plant it, and then they'll go and say, "Well, right, we'll dig here and we'll prove the gold's there."
Yeah.
Right, and then there's gold in that scoop because they put it there.
Yeah.
And then there's no gold. So really, really be careful with buying leases. And if you're looking at buying a lease in Queensland or New South Wales, right, and you want to talk to someone about it, just give me a ring, just in case, you know what I mean? Like,
well, we know a couple of geologists, don't we?
We do know a couple of geologists, but just make sure you can.
Yeah,
they're a money pit.
It's like you wouldn't buy a used car without getting a mechanic to run over it first. So well, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
you shouldn't.
Yeah. And there's I know there's a couple of leases for sale that I've looked at, and there's no gold on them.
Yeah, no,
they've worked the whole lease, and I know there's no gold on it, right? And you just So, and Michael Gant makes a good point here. Why do they want to sell? Why are you selling a gold mine that's producing a huge amount of gold, right? So, there needs to be a good reason, okay? And there was here, which is sort of a bit confidential, so I won't share it. But there was a good reason for him to sell here. So,
Phil just says you can read ground, but you can read ground if you go to a gold mine lease. The ground's going to look good all the time.
Yeah.
You don't walk onto a lease and see gold sitting on top of the ground. It looks like gold ground, but whether the gold's still there or not, that's the issue.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the biggest problem with them. Some of these leases, they have started at one end and they've worked a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And there might not be. You might be able to pan a couple of flakes, but that might be all there is, sort of thing. So,
you got to be careful.
You got to be really, really, really careful. So, so that would be my advice. Get someone you trust to have a look at it, or talk you through it, and look at the area, sort of thing.
And don't be frightened to ask. Don't be frightened to go on there and say, "Well, look, I'm really keen to buy this, but I want to do some proper sampling."
Oh, absolutely.
Sample it properly.
The other thing, and this was just pure fluke, when I was first looking at the lease, right? There was a mix-up. I was late. I was a couple of hours late. there was a mix-up about where we're going to meet. So the guy was waiting for me at the forestry gate, right? And so no phone reception, couldn't ring him. I got to the lease, right, because I knew my way around. I knew where the lease was. He was going to meet me at the forestry gate. He wasn't there. I thought he must have got sick of waiting for me, right? So I went into the lease. No siren for 4 hours. So I had a good poke around and some pans in where I wanted to pan, not where they were direct. Like people that sell a dodgy gold mine will direct you. Oh, go and look here, it's rich. Go and look there, it's rich, you know. So I had a good opportunity to have a look around and so now lots of people asking about my lease. So there will be camping on the lease. There will be prospecting on the lease. At this stage, it won't be a percentage thing. Well, it will be a percentage thing, but it's 100% yours. So at this stage, we're just working out these details. Yeah. I need to spend some time out there detecting it because myself first, because I don't want to be saying, well, it's $100 a camp for the weekend, and know that a good detectress is going to get $1,000 worth of gold out of it for the weekend. And it's happen. This balance.
Someone will go out there and jag a nice piece of gold.
I don't worry about that.
It will happen,
but on an average, I don't want to be charging $100 and everyone goes for their $1,000 worth of gold. So I've just got a few things to work out.
The thing you guys are bringing to the table, though, is for the people who don't know.
Education.
Education.
Reading the ground. Like, there'll be lots of things we can do out there. Yeah. And it's surrounded. Shouldn't say this. It's got a lot of fosking areas in the vicinity. So, yeah. Right. So, yes. So, the Mr. Weirdo 1985 asks, with a lease, who owns the land? So the land, you lease the land from the owner, okay? So on private property, you would pay your lease fee to the owner. On state land, you pay it to the state government. So, righto, guys. And with this lease and with this sort of coarse gold, it's sort of probably one of those places I could just about guarantee, like a small group of people, I could probably put people on the gold. I'd probably just about guarantee gold.
I mean, anyone who goes to a lease and expects to go home with oodles of gold, they're kidding themselves.
Yeah.
You're going up there to learn, you're going up there to...
Did I mention flushing toilet and hot shower?
Oh, flushing toilet and hot shower. No drop box.
No, well, there is.
Drop box.
There is a long drop up there.
With a scenic view.
Yeah. There's two toilets, right?
Oh, there was anything wrong with that.
The long drop and the flushing toilet. Yeah. We're going to put a ladies' sign on one and a gents' sign on the other.
Well, you can put gold on one for the ladies and pyrite on the other.
Yeah. Righto. Guys, we better do this draw. It's after our time, so you've just had to make a comment to go into the draw to win tonight. I'll get this random generator going. Sandra Purnham. Sandra.
Oh, Sandy. That's Sandy. That's Tony's wife, Sandy Perham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Sandra. You need to contact me after the show. Yeah.
I hope I got the right lady, have I?
Well, that's the name. And Sheepman 1210. Sheepman 1210. Sheepman 1210. Congratulations. You need to contact me after the show. You can contact me with the number. You've each won a gold pan, a nugget scoop, a sticker, and a Eureka patch.
There you go.
So congratulations, guys. Make sure you contact me after the show. The Sheep Man and Sandy.
I'll actually put on a VLF training day shortly too, up in the CQ area if anyone's interested, guys. So keep your eyes out
Yep.
for that. And I'll also do a how to change bearings on a trailer day
For Cleggy.
if Cleggy wants to come along.
Cleggy needs a hand with
Teach
that. Let's be completely honest with that. So, guys, I have no idea what's on next week. I haven't looked. I've been too.
Not me, I know that.
Oh, you've done well, Donnie. You've done well. Everyone loves you. You've relaxed into it. So yeah. So congratulations. I do like the names of the women tonight. Sandy and Sheepman. Congratulations. Righto, guys. Well, thanks very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
It's been really, really, really a good show. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I love these cups. Where do we get these cups from? Pascoe lads.
Yeah, they'll be up soon.
They'll be up
and
soon.
these shirts too are available.
Oh, the Carrara one.
Yeah, Nugget Hunt shirts are available on the page as well.
Yep. So get on that, guys. And make sure you're subscribing to Donnie's, the Pascoe Lads Prospecting, Metal Detector in Country, New South Wales, Rat, Gold Diggers. Get on and support all these YouTube channels because the more subscribers and views they get, the more they can provide content for you. So
there's some good channels out there.
There's some crap channels out there too, but there's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah. Right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We will see you same time next week. This has been Monday Night Live. Thanks, guys.